Okay, let's get into this one. Kell Brook versus Mark Deluca. You know, Kell Brook is often referred to as Special K. I would probably refer to him more as Not So Special K. And, people out there would say, well, why are you saying that? BWTM? And I'll say this. Do you think that Kell Brook has been treated like the special one? Do you think his career has been managed like a special fighter? Or do you think his career has been run like a run of the mill fighter? Now, leading up, he was at one point the unbeaten, had the most unbeaten fights as in the British rankings at one point, and stop-start career. But really, people wanted to see whether he could actually beat a world-class fighter. The night he fought Sean Porter and went to America, there were all the question marks about his mentality, whether he could really go to Lion's Den and win the world title. And again, despite him becoming IBF champion, I didn't think he did enough to beat Sean Porter. I thought he did well. He did better than I thought he would. But I didn't think he beat Sean Porter on the night. It's an arguable case, but it wasn't emphatic. Regardless, he becomes IBF champion. And, again, a good performance by Kell regardless. Defenses against Jojo Dan and Frankie Gavin, particularly the Frankie Gavin fight, which we had to consider the pay-per-view fight, was an absolute disgrace. But anyway, on the night, he did the business. And he was looking like, big fights. Jesse Vargas and Amir Khan and Keith Thurman and all the big name fights were being called out for Brook. And you were just starting to lick your lips thinking, yeah, okay, he's got these fights in Sheffield, but, he's fought Porter already. This is going to be a big fight. He's going to get a big fight. And Hearn kept telling us, yeah, big fight's coming. He's going to fight this guy. He's going to fight that guy. He started licking your lips thinking, yeah, Brook's going to defend his title against some big guys, unification bouts, blah, 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 blah. Unbeaten, Sheffield fighter. He's going to go down the routes of Nassim Hamed and going to America and venture in America and take out the big names and like Naz did. Is he going to be like that? What does he bring us? Kell Brook versus Golovkin. And that, my friend, I remember interviewing Hearn at the time and asking Eddie Hearn whether he was throwing Kell Brook under the bus, which I do think he did. Now, I don't know behind the scenes whether Brook was in debt. I don't know if that was a fight he had to take because Eubank pulled out and said he didn't, for whatever reason, wasn't going to fight Golovkin. Again, I don't blame the Eubanks for that because I haven't seen the contract. So unless I see the contract, I can't really, everyone's talking about no context. I can't see the real context as to why the Eubanks pulled out. I mean, obviously Eubank Sr. knows about the slave contract. He talked about it, but then Barry Hearn came out at length and spoke about the slave contract. So Chris Eubank, when he was talking about stuff and getting absolutely berated by some not so knowledgeable boxing fans, which I call hooligans, were running down Eubank Sr. for the things he was saying about the Hearns. Really and truly, Eubank's words came back, actually, full circle, and he was saying, look, I want to protect my son's career. So whatever was in the Golovkin deal, regardless of what the promoter says, because the promoter, all he's interested in is money. He's not interested in the welfare of his fighter. Because if he was interested in the welfare of his fighter, would you really stick him in against Golovkin? Really? Would you have stuck Joshua in against Riz when Joshua at that time was tailor-made for Riz? Do I have to go on? But anyway, look, so we've had that fight. I still don't know why Brook took that fight. He was daring to be great, but he could have been great as a welterweight. He took that fight in a fight that he was never going to win. In that sense, not only for me, bringing an end to his career, because yes, he did well against Errol Spence, but think how much better he could have done against Errol Spence without the injuries he sustained from the Golovkin fight and getting the life beaten out of him by Golovkin and his spirit broken by Golovkin. Whatever he did against Errol Spence afterwards, that was after the fact. And he also pulled himself back down from middleweight down to welterweight. We know the problems that Brook has had struggling at welterweight. He fought the fight against Spence. We knew he was struggling to fight at welterweight, and he did a damn good job considering he struggles at welterweight, okay? And he come back down from middleweight, you know. Fights he's had again, you know, at light middleweight. He said he never wanted to fight a welterweight again. Hey ho, presto, we've got him back fighting a welterweight again. Listen to me and listen well. The last fight he had against Michael Zavara, right? I thought he took way too many punches to right hand, punches he wouldn't have taken before in his career. Now, I don't know if that's because A, he's an older fighter now, so he's not as flexible and his movement is, or B, a more sinister conspiracy theory, and yeah, I'm saying it, that he's not seen out of his eye the way he should be seen out of his eye. Therefore, the view of the right hand he would normally have seen with getting caught with punches, he would probably have seen and rolled and got out the way of. Now he can't see that right hand. And that's regardless of how much fitness he has, regardless of how much training camps he's got, he now may have a problem seeing the right hand coming because of the broken eye socket. That, you could say it's a conspiracy theory, but damn, there is some truth in the fact that he's had 2 broken eye sockets. So come on, with the damage of that around his eye is his eye. There is a possibility he can't see it that eye the way he should have. And when I saw Kell Brook fight against Zafara, I said, you know what? This guy getting caught with too many right hands. Is there a possibility that Brook is not seeing the right hand coming? If that is the case, and Brook is back after 2 years, I wondered to myself, well, he hasn't fought for 2 years. Is that because he's giving his eye to heal, or he's been advised not to box, or he's been told take a rest from the sport? I don't know. Or contractual issues? I don't know. Sometimes fighters don't fight because of contractual issues. I don't know. What I do know, he's fighting Mark Deluca. From what I saw of Mark Deluca, the little short clips I've seen of Mark Deluca, he's tailor-made. And just watching him at the weigh-in, I'm thinking to myself, you know, he looks ungainly and just very uncoordinated. I've seen him fight. He looks very uncoordinated. To call him a club fighter would be quite harsh. But when you look at someone like Kell Brook's ability and how close he took someone like Errol Spence, you think to yourself, well, this guy should be blowing Deluca out the way. Just kept looking at Deluca's jaw, and I kept thinking to myself, when Brook hits you with a right hand, you might not be talking the same way you're talking at the moment. It really boils down to this. Can Deluca take Brook's power? If he can take Brook's power and he can back Brook up and hit Brook with enough right hands and that bazooka that he talks about, and he can hurt Brook, that's the only way I can see an upset. Otherwise, I expect Brook to blast Deluca out of there. if he's anywhere near remotely Kell Brook standard. Again, we have to remember the last time Brook was in the ring, he was under par. He didn't look great. He was getting caught with right hands, and that was 2 years ago, or how long ago he was in the ring. He's back now in 2020. He looked old then. I don't see how he can be better now. If anything, you know, he's 2 years out. There will be ring rust. He will be nervous. He has the skills to get the job done. How much of those skill set has diminished? Weight, losing weight, putting weight on, losing weight, putting weight on. That stuff is always a problem for a fighter. When a fighter starts getting cut in his career as well, there's also a major problem as well. He's always had a good chin, Brook, so that's never been a problem there. My biggest concern with Kell Brook from the Zafara fight onwards is his eye and that right hand and getting caught with right hands. Zafara was able to back up Brook and cause him a few problems. Since then, Zafara's gone and fought Jeff Horn twice. So depending on how much you rate Jeff Horn, then it is what it is. How much you rate Jeff Horn. Do you think Jeff Horn's a great fighter? Do you think Jeff Horn's a good fighter? And Zafara holds a win over Jeff Horn as well. So again, if you go to Box Rec, once upon a time, Jeff Horn was in the top 10 pound for pound. Yeah, I kid you not. Jeff Horn was in the pound for pound top 10. Yes, he was. After he beat Pacquiao. Or, well, after he got the decision against Pacquiao, should I say. Anyway, fights against Josh Kelly. I mean, I can see Josh Kelly and Kell Brook fighting. I can see possibly a fight between Kell Brook and Ray Robinson possibly happening. If it's at welterweight, light middleweight, no chance. Kell Brook at light middleweight, no chance. The new champion, he doesn't beat the new champion because he's going to get caught with right hands all night long. And Charlo's key punch is his right hand. I don't see him beating those guys. I really don't. I would actually, if I'm going to see Kell Brook fight anybody in the world today, and I think he's got the best chance, and hear me out and you think he sounds stupid, is Crawford. We've seen him do against Spence. I want to see Brook land cleanly on on Crawford's jaw. I'm not saying he beats Crawford, but after what I saw against the Great Machine, Brook is very, very accurate with the right hand. And if you can time Crawford coming in with that right hand, I'd like to see how Crawford reacts to a Brook right hand. Brook is a good fighter, solid. I'm not saying he beats Crawford, but what I am saying is I'd rather watch Brook versus Crawford than watch Brook versus Charlo, or the other guy that just won and beat, I think it's Rosario, who just beat Julian Williams. No, I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him. I'm sorry. And if it takes him time to fight in a welterweight division, and you know, for him to do that for me, the best way to do it is fight regularly. Every 3 months, I want to see Kell Brook fighting. 3 months. So that way, you're always in the gym, you're always ticking over the Golovkin way, always ticking over, always fighting because you're struggling at weight. That means you have a week off camp and you're getting back in the gym again. That allows you to keep working on your skill set and not having to worry about losing weight all the time. I think that's best for Kell Brook at this point of his career. So after the Deluca fight, I want to see him fight again and quickly. Let's hope he gets past Deluca, just for his own legacy's sake and for Sheffield fans and for boxing fans in the UK and for world boxing fans. I do feel his career has been severely ruined by some shocking decisions. I don't think he should have fought after fighting Golovkin, gone and fought Spence. I really don't. At that time, I said he should have vacated the title and gone and fought Gerald Hurd at like middleweight. Why? Because I thought Hurd, as big as he is, just blocks punches with his face. And I think Brook has enough power at light middleweight to hurt Hurd and drop Hurd. I mean, he must hit harder than Julian Williams. And if Julian Williams can drop Hurd, then I'm sure Brook stands as good a chance. So that was what I was thinking back then. But hey, it is what it is. Good luck, Kell Brook, in your fight against Deluca. And I hope from this point onwards, your career is taken special. And you are rebuilt into that pay-per-view star. I know you're fighting on Saturday night, but you are in some exciting fights. And forget the Amir Khan fight. I still think you knock Amir Khan out as soon as you hit him with a right hand. But there are people out there that still go on about Amir Khan's speed. But for all the speed Khan's had, he seems to get caught an awful lot by big punches at the elite level. I know I sound a bit bitter. I'm not sounding bitter. What it really is here, boxing fans, is that I just haven't got time for all the propaganda, spin and BS that promoters like to put out. And I really do feel that we really did have a potential with Kell Brook to be a superstar in world boxing today. And I think he could have been a really genuine pay-per-view star, because I think just mismanagement for me has him in the who cares about him club now. Do you know what I mean? And that's a very hard, I don't like to see that. Because you remember all those nights we sat down watching Kell Brook being built up, watching Kell Brook at Sheffield Arena, and thinking, visualising to ourselves, sitting down. I like to see him fight against Thurman. I love to see how he fights against X, Y, and Z, Danny Garcia and Khan. And instead we get his career the way it is today. What a sad way to see a potential superstar's career go. It really is sad watching this. And a guy, if at his age now, fighting a guy like Deluca, who for me, he would have been fighting on his way up. Do you get what I'm saying? He's fighting on his way up. Now, whether it's because they want to find out how much Kell Brook's got left, or they have very little faith in Kell Brook, I don't know which one it is. But we all know what happens when you come back off a long layoff and you fight a guy in the top of the tree. It doesn't work out so well. Or even a guy who's decent, or pretty decent, it could end up making you look bad. So I get it. But I want to see Brook fight often. And I say, I hope he does well tomorrow night in Sheffield. Good luck, Kell Brook. Good luck. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please do hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be part of our live shows or our live chats, do get across to the paid membership. Smash the join button, which is on the left hand side. You'll see there the join button up in the on the actual YouTube channel, or go in the description box. You'll see the join description there. Click on that and you can join, be part of our live chats, and of course our live shows, and get to see members videos as well. This is BWTM Sports and Gaming. See you soon. Take care.